is dust in the wind, dude.
Hey guys, so we're back. We had to take a break. Got some tuning done. It's always fun to take a break from building and getting into doing some calibration stuff. And also had to take a break to clean this shop because as we bring in more parts and tools and, you know, further advance towards our goals, things just get totally out of hand here. So we're back on the fuel system for the purple car. We're gonna take you out there right to it. So we're at this stage of the fuel system build. It's very exciting. Part of my frustration with this thing is that the fuel system was in such a bad shape, such bad condition. Stuff was literally melting and falling apart from all the old fuel that was in there. There's just nothing left. Everything had to get thrown out. So this is where we enter the world of the world of Rally Road. So shout out to Eric at Rally Road BMW. Eric has some awesome products, and you can certainly take one of these and hack it up and make some stuff and make something attached to that and make, you know, this, and then stick some fittings in there. And yeah, well, since everything was basically destroyed and we had to start from a clean slate, we're gonna do this the best way possible. So what we got here is some stuff from Rally Road, which is his dual fuel pump hanger, the hat, wiring for the hermetic sealing plug, which is pretty cool. And then we got some stuff from BMW. This is new. All the seals and stuff are new. Pretty much everything's new. So before we get into that, we had to come up with a good solution for a return. And I'm happy with this. That's fine. But I really like to make everything myself. So eyeballing this, I thought I was going to be able to make a radius super tight and kind of snake around the pump here. This is just for a return to return into the driver's side of the tank. But as you can see that, right? You can see that? Yeah. So beautiful flare. Was a little crooked, so that was going to get straightened out. Sand a little off, file a little off, whatever your method is. But yeah, we just took it a little too far. Could have made this all fit if that bulkhead fitting wasn't so long. If some of those threads were gone, and pretty much like only the amount of threads that you see there, because this still needs to get tightened. If we had some space there, this would have worked. And in fact, at one point it did work, and I just wanted a touch of clearance here, and you can see there really is just a paper thin gap there. It may be hard to see, but there is a gap. I had the same gap, and you know, I got 25 feet of this, so this ain't a big deal, but it was good, it fit, and then I'm like, let's go a little more crack. Yeah, some of you guys are probably guilty of the, let's just go a little tighter or bend it a little further, or let's just go a little more snap or whatever. So anyway, bought some stuff, which I'm going to show you guys because I recommend it highly. And that stuff is the HB1 bender from Trick Tools. This little deal. And this is from Home Depot. This rigid 37-degree flare tool goes all the way up to dash 12, so that's pretty cool. So that is something that everybody should have, in my opinion. And yeah, so that's that. This trash will pretty much just junk that, and maybe we'll just let it sit somewhere forever. It's like, so anyway, since that didn't work, we've got this solution, and I'm super happy with this. I may have mentioned it before. This Gates submersible E85 safe, super expensive. It's like 20 some dollars a foot. We got this, and this setup right here is going to drop in the driver's side of the fuel tank, and this is literally just a return to the driver's side. And this, if you can see, sits like that in the tank. So this is awesome because I did not want this pointing at the pump, or I didn't want it pointing at this because I didn't want fuel flow to like work that off over time. And I also didn't want to just leave the return, you know, imagine with that fitting off, it would just be showering the top of this pump at all times. My best practice told me, don't even think about it. Don't be lazy. Get it around the pump, get it right to the bottom of the tank, get it away from this. And, you know, we were able to do that without too much effort. So I'm much happier with this. I got this hose right here. So basically how this works is the return line comes to the driver's side, top of the tank, through here, through this fitting, and returns fuel into the driver's side of the tank. Then this pump runs the factory wiring, and any time that our fuel pump is running, this fuel pump is running, our transfer pump, this then transfers all the fuel, all the return fuel gets returned to the one side, then this constantly transfers over to the other side, over the saddle via this hose, and it goes directly into the basket. We can show that now. Hard to see, I don't know if I can stick the camera down in there, but you can see it. There's a little hole in the side, and that's where that line goes inside the tank, across the saddle, and into there, and it feeds, that pump feeds all the return fuel straight into the basket, and that basket is where both of those DW400 pumps, they will both sit in there, thanks to that Rally Road bracket. And yeah, so that'll work. That's the plan. And yeah, just want to take a break before I go and throw all the stuff in there and vacuum out the tank. And before I really get into it, I just wanted to kind of lay out all the stuff and, you know, give a brief explanation of what and why. Another thing that I think is very important, something that I also want to get into, relevant because I just saw a video of another guy that has an E36. I think it's a drift car. But point is, every time you get a fuel pump, it comes with this literature here. And this is not because the fuel pump company wants to send you, you know, useless material for their amusement. No, that is not why they send you this. They send you this because you can easily, clearly, you can look at this flow chart, and it's a flow chart versus amperage. So you can see as flow goes down, pressure goes up, and so does the amperage. So you want to know where you're going to be. We're going to be 43.5 base plus, you know, 43.5 or 40, you know, 5, 7, you know, pounds of boost. So we're going to be up here, or we're going to be 60 psi base and 60 pounds of boost, and we're going to be all the way here. So if we were, you can look at that in between 22 and 24, call that 23 amps, then you know your wiring needs to be up to snuff. You should have a relay. So we have a relay set up for both of these pumps, and we got wiring big enough to pass through the hermetic sealing plug there. And yeah, so we know that as soon as we install this stuff, we're going big, we're going home. So we're gonna make sure all of our wiring is up to here, and that really needs, depending on the run size, 12 gauge. If you have a longer run, it's probably a good idea to make it 10 gauge. And you know, it is what it is. You just follow this, and you make sure your wiring is good, you know, for where you want to run the pumps, and that's it. And this is all based on your use. So if you're naturally aspirated, you know, EFI deal, you're gonna have a lot more fuel flow, a lot less amperage, and you're gonna be somewhere around here. And if you are like a carbureted deal, you're gonna be way off the chart. These pumps are gonna flow a ton and require even less. And then if you're EFI and you're turbocharged and you wanna be up to this end of the scale, the pumps are gonna flow much less and they're gonna require much more amperage. So they're gonna require much better wiring. So you got to make sure that if you're using connectors, you got to make sure the connectors are rated for the wiring. You got to make sure that every part in the electrical system it's up to par. So with that said, everyone should do that. Some people may know that, some people may skip that, some people may have never even heard of that before. So anyway, we're going to jump back into kind of just getting this thing together. This side is ready to completely go in. Everything is tight. Everything you see there is final. Everything is good. And then the only thing that we have to do is this has to get plugged, because as you can see there, that had to get, you can kind of see it. Yeah, that had to get grinded down flush. So this just has to get a plug. That gets plugged. This did not get drilled. This will plug into the factory wiring. So, yep, and you can see that fuel pump, tiny wire, factory wiring sufficient for this pump and for its purpose. So, yep, we're gonna get into vacuuming the tank. Enough of my rambling. Let's do it. This car, all right, let's back up. So for anyone that doesn't know, the way that the senders work in this, to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, if there's anyone super smart, I'm stupid smart. So it appears, and this is just off of a glance, I've never done an E36 with anything factory left. Normally just put a fuel cell back there and be done. But so it looks like both senders are wired together, and it looks like they probably multiply their voltage to send a signal to the cluster. Okay, that wouldn't be a problem, except, anyway, the plug that I need to run the fuel pump on this side is gone. Anyway, small setback. Okay, and that's not where the setbacks end. So been getting all this situated. This is tight, this is tight. Filter socks are on. This is going together well until I was like, sweet. So it looks like there's a sender on both sides and they multiply voltage, and then it sends a signal to the cluster, and the cluster, makes out what your fuel level is. Cool. So this is brand new. Unbelievable. Started to remove the pieces, and I got to be careful because I am still using what you see left there, but brand spanking new in a warehouse probably for 10 years. The little piece of plastic broke that retains the sender, this little sweep deal that makes voltage up and down, maybe resistance, I don't know, not the point. The point is that broke while disassembling that brand new piece to put on here. So this is where we're at. We've got the wiring through here, totally confused about what these little Johnnies are. I don't think these pumps have different speeds or anything like that. So cut these, ditch them, I don't know. So I called DeatschWerks and I'm like, it's Memorial Day. I always call on the holidays. I always decide to get amped and let's get done, and when there's no support. So looking online, no one mentioned anything about these. Don't really know what they're there for, but the things we do know is there is a shot in the dark at making this work. Whether we'll ever use it, whether it'll get programmed on the Motec dash, and whether it'll work, that's not the point. The point is, let's put it in there. Let's build it right. Let's put the stuff where the stuff belongs. And then the technology is there if we want to make a custom channel and use display creator and make a little level sender deal, we'll do that. If we don't put this stuff in there, the likelihood of that ever even being a remote possibility, if this goes together, you guys kind of know how this goes. If this goes together now and that's not on there, the likelihood of it ever being on there is very slim. So I'm gonna put the camera down. I'm gonna kind of fight this a little bit, pray, hope, cut these, and yeah, maybe, possibly, hopefully, this will work. If not, then we're back to race car is life. Who cares, bro? Put ethanol in the tank and be done with it. And that's how it'll be. So, it is what it is. It's how we currently run that car over there. And while we were actually just talking about doing something for that has a fuel cell in it, that will be custom. That is a little bit more simpler. Because it's custom, we can use stuff that bolts in that fuel cell, and stuff that works and stuff that doesn't break and have stupid little plastic pieces like this and yada yada. The only thing about this that I didn't like, this right here, which was this, the ethanol from sitting in the tank for like 7 years, it kind of attacked that, and yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, the ethanol was just eating this stuff alive. So I took the cutoff wheel, cut that off, reamed it, nice, nice. So yeah, that's that. So put the camera down and maybe see about holding my breath and seeing if I can make this work. So that's what we're gonna do. She snapped. Man. Well, you can see that didn't work out. That's in multiple pieces. I think I'm just a little. Race car's life, screw it. Wow. Can you have watch going on and the GoPro turned on and starts recording? It's great. All right, little update. So we're back. In this box here, you'll see rivet nuts. One of the best things ever invented for a race car. America. So we got a mess on the floor, which means we got progress up here. Oh, what? Hold up. Whoa. All right, so, yep, in the last segment here, probably 30 minutes ago, that wasn't there. Now it's there, it's plugged in, our label's upside down, whatever. That one's not, so we're like, 1 for 2. 1 for 2 ain't bad. It's 50%. I like those odds. So we got it suited and booted and upside down. Sick. All right, at least it's long enough. It's plugged in, it's tight. You can still undo the release with this boot here. I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. I might be lying. No, you can do it. And then wait for it. Oh, that click is so nice. So nice. All right, anyway, so that's mounted. That's in there for keeps. We got our line installed, and we're starting to figure out the intersections here where it's going to intersect. So we have tube. We've got some stainless 316 tube, some seamless tube, some fancy stuff, my favorite. So we're gonna cut some little stubs because, you know, if we were to do 90s, there wouldn't be enough distance in between here and here with the fitting and stuff welded on for there to be adequate flex. The line would just be almost, the two fittings would almost be touching themselves. I mean, I think I measured it and there would be like, I can't even remember, 1/4 inch gap or something, like not gonna cut it. So we got these measured up. I got the first one mocked up right before picking up this camera, so I know what I need to cut. And according to my calculations, we're gonna need 3 inches of this here line. And I think that's all the Dash 6 we need just for those 2 little lines. I bought some extra, hopefully I don't screw it up. We've got 100 tries, so yeah, but I'm sure I can find a way. 101, get it on the 100th one, yeah. All right, so we are going to cut some line. We're gonna kind of dangle the first one in there, and then we'll kind of use that to get our measurement here for this. And then, yeah, then we'll move on to the next one. We'll both get those hanging, we'll get everything fabbed up. I don't know if I'm gonna tack it up tonight, but tack it up, and then whenever it is tacked up, definitely by tomorrow. This is already marked for our fitting that's gonna get cut here. Nope, this does not come off. Didn't think it was going to, but seeing this little jam deal, maybe, no. Definitely not. So that's gonna get cut. Man, our daylight, this needs to be on an angle. Yeah, so that's gonna get cut. Whoa, 1 second. All right, yeah, so that's gonna get cut there. And then we're gonna get a, well, I'll just show you guys. It's right here on the bench. This is Dash 8. Obviously, if I was to stick that there, that wouldn't work. So that's gonna get cut back, give us clearance for that, and obviously it's gonna go that way. Plenty of room for the strap, plenty of room for everything. It'll be great. And yeah, it'll just be off to the side there and the strap comes through. Mocked it all up. It will all work just fine. So that's right there. We got our stainless bungs from Racetronics. Sweet, you know, put the camera back down, shut it off, and we'll pick back up once we got some progress.